Good morning, students. So today we are going to continue the same treatment. So see, in this we finish the investment fluctuation reserve, and today we are going to see the 17th items. Take page number 6.22. See the 17th item, bad debts recovered. Okay, so it is the balance sheet. And see the additional information, a debtor whose dues of rupees 500 was written off as bad debts paid 400 in full settlement. So in this debtors, so there is a separate person whose due is 500 was written off, means it is reduced, and the bad debts paid. So in this 500 he paid rupees 400 in full settlement. So it is called as bad debts recovered. Okay, so bad debts recovered. So when the bad debts is paid, it is called as recovered. So this recovered amount we will not show in the new balance sheet. This is the another new point relating to the bad debts recovered. Okay, so this bad debts recovered will not affect any changes in the new balance sheet. Just we are showing in the revaluation account. Okay, so bad debts recovered is shown in the credit side of the revaluation account. So what will be the journal entry? Bad debts recovered account debtor to revaluation account. Okay, because the amount is coming inside. So in the balance sheet, we have to add in the cash or bank balance because we are receiving the 400. Okay, so these are all the effect of this item. No effect of bad debts recovered in the debtors in the new balance sheet. Just we have to show in the revaluation account and in the balance sheet because we are receiving the amount as 400. Okay. Next, come to the next treatment. So the next adjustment is half of the asset taken over by the partner. So in this there are two partners. Their profit sharing is 3:2 and their balance sheet is given. In the balance sheet there is an investment that is 60,000. So in this investment, half of the investment were taken over by the partners in the profit sharing ratio, and the remaining valued at 39,000. So the total value is 60,000. So the half is 30,000. Okay. So what is the journal entry? That is, we already studied, if any asset which is taken over by the partner, what is the journal entry? We have to debit the Vinod capital account and Sunita capital account in the ratio of 3:2. That is 30,000 into 3 by 5 and 30,000 into 2 by 5. Okay. The next, in revaluation account, so the balance, the 30,000 investment is taken over by the two partners and the balance investment is valued at 39,000. The balance 30,000 is valued. So there is increase in investment of 9,000. So what is the journal entry? We have to debit the investment account and we have to credit the revaluation account. So in revaluation account, journal entry is investment account debtor to revaluation account. So in revaluation account, we have to credit the by investment account with the amount of 9,000. Okay. So if any investment taken over by the partners, what is the journal entry? Asset taken over by the partner. So the asset taken over is more than the book value. Okay. So in this, we have to debit the partner's capital account with 30,000. Okay, va? with 30,000. So same only. So Vinod capital account 18,000, Sunita capital account 20,000. Okay, va? So see, in this adjustment, any asset is taken over and the amount payable is more than the book value. Okay, so we are debiting the partner capital and revaluation account is credited with 2,000 and the investment with 10,000. Actually, investment value is 10,000 and which is taken over by the partner is 12,000. So 2,000, that is the profit. So we are crediting the revaluation account and we are debiting the investment account. Sorry, we are crediting the investment account because what is the reason? Because the value of investment is reduced. Okay, this is the meaning for this adjustment. But in this sum, the investment, the part of the investment, half of the investment is taken over by the two partners in the profits sharing ratio. That is 3:2. So what is the journal entry? Vinod capital account debtor, Sunita capital account debtor to investment account 30,000. This is the journal entry. Vinod capital account debtor, Sunita capital account debtor to investment account 30,000 and we are distributing the amount in profit sharing ratio 3:2. Okay. And next, what is the effect of this item in the balance sheet? So in the balance sheet, in investment, 60,000 pot is taken over by the potter. What is the remaining 30,000? And there is the increase in of 9,000. So in the balance sheet, inner column, investment 30,000 plus increase in value 9,000. So totally in outer column, we have to show 39,000. Okay. Now see the next one. Bad debts and there is the provision for the bad debts. So in this adjustment, we are going to see about if there is in the adjustment if there is the bad debts and there is the provision of bad debts, how to deal with this item. So in the balance sheet, there is a debtors and there is a provision for bad debts and they reduce the amount and the balance 58,000 in the outer column. And in the additional information, out of the debtors, 1,200 proves bad. So there is the bad debts of 1,200 which is not to be received. And there is a provision for bad debts at 5%. It is a new provision. We already studied the 11th standard. It is called as new provision for bad debts. We have to create at 5%. Is to be made on the remaining debtors. It is only on the remaining debtors. So first you see the working notes. So we already studied in the 11th standard. So in the balance sheet, in the inner column, first we have to write the debtors, 60,000. In this, first we will reduce the new bad debts. What is the new bad debts? That is bad debts which is appearing in the adjustment is called as the new bad debts. That is 1,200. First we have to reduce the 1,200. In this balance amount, we have to provide the provision for bad debts. It is also called as new provision. This provision is the old provision. It is the new provision for bad debts at 5%. So in this balance amount, we have to provide 5%. So 2,940. So the balance amount you have to shown in the outer column of the balance sheet. This is the procedure. I am right. Okay. So now you have come to this is the working notes. Okay. It should be shown in the new balance sheet. Okay. Now see the sum. So the bad debts. So what is the effect in this case of the bad debts and the provision for bad debts in the revaluation account? Bad debts and the provision for bad debts. So in this provision for the bad debts, what is the amount? New provision for the bad debts is 2,940. I am right. 2,940 is the new provision for the bad debts. But In the old balance sheet, the provision is 2000. So there is the increase in the provision of 940. This is the first case, first one. And there is the new bad debts. New bad debts is 1200. Okay. So this two amount, that is new bad debts and the new provision, increase in the provision of the bad debts 940, this both amount will reduce the debtors. I'm right. You are reducing, you are subtracting from the debtors. No. So what is the meaning? So this new bad debts and new provision for the bad debts, this two amount will reduce the debtors. Debtors is the asset. Okay, so if asset is reduced means we have to debit the revaluation account and we have to credit the items. What are all the items? 2 bad debts and 2 provision for bad debts. So in the provision for the bad debts, we have to see if there is any old provision. So in this sum there is the old provision 2000, but the new provision is 2940. So there is the increase in the provision. So we have to take how much amount is increased, that is 940. Okay. So in revaluation account, we have to debit the 2 bad debts 1200 and 2 provision for bad debts 940 only. Okay, va? Next, come to when amount due to the retiring partner is paid. So after completing all the adjustment, we will prepare the revaluation account and the partner's capital account. In the partner's capital account, we will find the balance amount, closing balance of the 3 partners. I'm right. So in the retirement, for example, if B is a retiring partner and we find the closing balance of 20,000. Okay. And if in this sum, if it is mentioned, that is the amount to be paid to the retiring partner in the form of cash. Okay, if it is mentioned in the sum only, we have to transfer the closing balance of the retiring partner to cash account or to bank account. If it is not indicated in the sum, we have to transfer this closing balance of the retiring partner to his loan account. Keep in your mind. To loan account. Okay. So how we have to write 2? So for the other partners, we have to write 2 balance carry down. I'm right. So in the retiring partner column, we have to write 2 loan account. This is the very important point. But only if it is indicated in the sum, that is the balance amount to be paid to the retiring partner in the form of the cash. If it is indicated, we have to transfer the closing balance of the retiring partner to cash account or bank account. If it is not indicated, we have to transfer the closing balance to his loan account. Okay. If it is paid in the full payment, we have to transfer retiring partner capital account to cash or bank account. If it is treated as a loan, we have to transfer to the retiring partner loan account. Okay, for example, B is the retiring partner means to B loan account. If some of the amount is paid and some balance amount treated as a loan means, so we have to, so in the sum if it will be indicated. So the half of the balance amount is to be paid in the form of cash and the remaining amount is in the form of the loan. If it is indicated means we have to credit the cash or bank and the remaining balance is to be credited to the partner's loan account. Okay, so these are all the complete treatment. The next one is, we already studied in the admission of the partner itself how to treat the reserves and accumulated profit. Okay, so the reserves and accumulated profit will be in the liability side. Reserves and accumulated profit. So this item is to be transferred to the old partners, including the retiring partner in the old profit sharing ratio. So what is the journal entry? Reserve, profit and loss. This is accumulated profit, workman compensation reserve to the old partners, including retiring partner in the old profit sharing ratio. And if there is any fictitious assets and accumulated loss in the asset side, so that items it also to be transferred to the old partners capital account in the old profit sharing ratio, including the retiring partners. So what will be the journal entry? Old partners capital account retired to all that items. What are all the fictitious assets? So you should be very thorough in that. What are all the fictitious assets and accumulated loss? And in the liability side, what are all the reserves and accumulated profit? So for example, preliminary expenses, advertisement suspense, profit and loss, that is accumulated loss. So these are all the items which will be appear in the asset side of the balance sheet. Okay, next we are going to study what are all the items we have to, that is given in the balance sheet, this in the liability side. These are all the items in the liability side, that is reserves and accumulated profit. These are all the items which we have to be transferred to the all the partners, including the retiring partner in the old profit sharing. So you should be you have to be thorough in these items. These items will appear in the liability side. Keep in mind. Okay. Next, come to the what are all the items we have to transfer to the old partner's capital account, which is appearing in the asset side. So these are all the fictitious assets and accumulated loss. Goodwill, we already studied the separate treatment for the goodwill. Profit and loss debit balance, which is called as accumulated loss. Preliminary expenses, advertisement suspense, miscellaneous expenditure and deferred revenue expenditure. So these are all the fictitious assets. So this item will appear in the asset side of the balance sheet. Okay, so some of the items we should not transfer to the, do not distribute. We should not distribute these items. Employee Provident Fund, Taxation Reserve, Machinery Replacement Fund, Workers Profit Sharing Fund, Employee Saving Fund and Specific Reserve if any. So these are the items we should not distribute to the old partners in the old profit sharing ratio. So be thorough in these items. Okay. So now we are going to see one of the problem relating to the retirement of the partner. So in this sum, 3 partners and their profit sharing ratios 1/2, 1/3, 1/6. So first we have to convert this old profit sharing ratio properly. So see the denominator 6. So we have to convert this. Okay. So 1/2 means 3/3. That is 3 is to 2 is to 1. I'm right? I know you already know how to do this. See 1/2. But we have to bring the denominator 6. So we have to multiply 3. The numerator and denominator. And next one is 1/3. So 2/2. 2/6. So already we are having. So we have to see the denominator. Whose denominator is more, we have to convert all the others into the same denominator. So 3/6, 2/6, 1/6. So the old profit ratio is 3:2:1. The balance sheet is given. It is the old balance sheet. So see the some of the items: creditors, bills payable, investment, fluctuation reserve. So this is the item is we have to distribute to the old partners in the all the partners in the old profit sharing ratio. And some of these are the preliminary expenses. It is the fictitious asset. So this item is also to be distributed. Okay. And now come to the adjustment. Provision for the doubtful debts to be raised by 1,200. So already in the old balance sheet 800. Now it is increased to 400. So provision for bad debts is the amount which will decrease the debtors. Which will decrease the debtors. I'm right. So debtors asset. So 400 is there is an increase in the provision of the bad debts which will decrease the debtors. So we have to debit that item. We have to decrease the debtors means we have to credit that item. So what is the journal entry? Revaluation account data to provision for bad debts. What is the amount? 400. See the revaluation account is raised by 1000. For example, in the old balance sheet 800, it is raised by. So there is somewhat differences, raised to and raised by. Keep in mind, this is a very important point. Okay, so in this point we will make some of the mistakes. So the old is 800, it is raised by 1200 means 1200 is raised. So in the new balance sheet, see, we are adding the 800. Already there is, what is the amount? 800. So now in the new balance sheet, we are writing 2000. What is the meaning? That is 800 is the old provision and 1200 is increased. So 2000 total provision is 2000 we are subtracting from the debtors. But if it is, for example, if it is raised to 1200, if it is raised to 1200 means we have to consider only for how much amount is increased. 400 is increased. Okay, va? So in this case, how much amount we have to take? In this case, we have to subtract only 1200 from the debtors. So there is a differences. If it is raised by means, we have to take the whole amount. 1200 is increased. Okay, but if it is raised to means, we have to find the difference. How much amount is increased to 1200? That is 400. Keep in mind, it is a very important point. So we are writing 1200. Next one is outstanding claim for the damage of 800 to be provided. It is one of the new one. Outstanding claim for the damage, that is outstanding expenses. Outstanding expenses, it is one of the liability. I'm right. Outstanding expenses is one of the liability. So there is no such item in the old balance sheet. So it is the new liability which is created. So new liability is created means what is a journal entry? Revaluation account data to outstanding claim. Okay, va? It is increasing the creditors. It is increasing the liability. So we have to credit that item. We already know. Creditors. So already there is 7000. Creditors to be reduced by 5000. And the investment fluctuation reserve no longer required. So if this item, if this item point is not given means we have to transfer this investment fluctuation reserve to all the partners in the old profit ratio. I'm right. So first you have to see the creditors. So the old balance sheet is 7000 but it is reduced by 5000. So how much amount is reduced? 2000. Sorry, it is also the same meaning, reduced by 5000. If it is reduced to 5000 means we have to write the difference amount. 7000 minus 5000, 2000 we have to write in the revaluation account. But if it is reduced by 5000 means we have to consider the whole amount. Okay, va? Reduced to 5000 means we have to write only 2000 and in the balance sheet we have to reduce the 2000 and we have in the outer column we have to write the 5,000. But in this case, in the balance sheet, we have to reduce the 5,000 from the 7,000 and we have to write 2,000 in the outer column. This is the difference. Keep in mind. Okay. The next one is goodwill adjustment. So goodwill is valued at 18,000. Okay. And is adjusted in the A and C. Prepare the revaluation account, capital account and the balance sheet of the firm after the retirement of the B. So who is retiring from the firm? B is the retiring partner. Okay. So first you have to write the old ratio, that is 3:2:1. So in this there is no such points relating to find the new ratio. I'm right. So what is the new ratio? B is the retiring partner. So 3:1 is the new ratio for A and C. So from this information we have to find the gaining ratio. We already know how to calculate new share minus old share. So both the percent is coming in the positive. So there is no sacrificing partner. Okay. So who is the gainer? A and C are the gainer. So what is the amount of the goodwill? 18,000. 18,000. In this, first we have to find what is the share of the retiring partner, that is 2. B is the B. For the B, it is 2. So 2 by total 6. Okay. That is 3,000. So 3,000 into 2, 6,000. So this 6,000, what is the journal entry? Gainer partner capital account retard to retiring partner capital account. So we have to share the retiring partner's share of goodwill amount between the gainer partner in the gaining ratio. Gaining ratio. Keep in mind. That is 3:1. 3/4 for A and 1/4 for C. That's all. And next, we already see about the revaluation account. So there is increase in the creditors of 5,000. So we are crediting, and provision for debtors 1,200. There is a new liability which is created. Outstanding claim 800. That's all. So we have to find the difference amount and this profit balance in the revaluation account to be transferred. That is the profit transferred to all the partners in the old profit sharing ratio. That is 3:2:1. Okay. Next. The next one, we are going to prepare the partner's capital account. First we have to write the opening balance. Opening balance where we have to see in the balance sheet. In the balance sheet, old balance sheet, that is the opening balance for the 3 partners. That is the first item. Keep in mind. First it is the liability. So we are writing in the credit side of the capital account, opening balance. And next one is, so now see the journal entry. A's capital account, C's capital account retard to B capital account. So it is the contra entry, no? So in the debit side, see A capital account, C capital account to B capital account. So we are writing in the debit side to B capital account and we have to write the amount in the A column and C column. I'm right. So next, for the B, we have to write by A's capital account by C capital account. We have to write in which column? In B column. Keep in mind. Okay, va? This is we already studied the ledger posting. The next one is, next one is the revaluation account profit. What is the journal entry? Journal entry is revaluation account retard to A's capital account, to B's capital account, to C's capital account. So, for the A's capital, B's capital and C capital, we have to write in the credit side. By revaluation account, we have to post to the 3 partners separately. Okay. Next one is, we have to see if there is any reserve in the liability. So, there is a reserve. Investment reserve. So, this reserve is to be transferred to what is that? To all the partners, including the retiring partner in the old profit sharing ratio. So, what is the journal entry? We already studied, no? investment fluctuation reserve account data to all the old partners in old profit sharing ratio. So in the partners capital account, how we have to post by investment reserve account. What is the total amount? See the sum, that is 12,000. So this 12,000 is to be distributed between three partners in 3:2:1. Okay. Next come to the debit side. So we already posted the contra entry of the goodwill, and there is a fictitious assets now in the asset side. Preliminary expenses. Preliminary expenses is one of the, see here, one of the fictitious asset. What is the amount? 6,000. So with this 6,000 is to be transferred to the all the partners in the old profit sharing ratio. So what is the journal entry? That is partners capital account. That is A's capital account debtor, A's capital account debtor, B capital account debtor, C's capital account debtor to preliminary expenses account. So that amount is transferred, distributed between the three partners in the old profit sharing ratio. That's all. Okay. Next we have to balance the account, each partners. So I already explained the theory part. In this sum, it is not indicated that the amount which is to be paid to the retiring partner in the cash or bank. So we have to transfer the closing balance of the retiring partner to his loan account. Keep in mind, if it is indicated means instead of to B loan account, we have to write to cash or bank account. But it is not indicated in the sum. So we have to transfer the closing balance to his loan account only. Okay. So first close the A account. So credit balance is more. Bring into the debit side and find the closing balance and write to balance carried on. And now come to the B. For the B, bring into the debit side, find the balance amount. So this balance amount we have transferred to his B loan account. Okay. Come to the C, close the balance, close the account, find the balance. It is the closing balance for the C. That's all. Come to the balance sheet. That is a new balance sheet. So no changes in the bank. Okay, no changes in the bank. And debtors, we have to write in the inner column. And in the provision for the bad debts, how much amount we have to raise? Already there is 800. Now 1,200 is increased. So totally 2,000 is to be subtracted. So no changes in the stock, no changes in the furniture and machinery. That's all. Come to the liability side. Come to the creditors. Creditors is also, already there is 7,000. Now it is reduced by 5,000. So the balance 2,000 is to be shown in the outer column. There is a bills payable. There is no changes. There is a new liability, outstanding claim, no, that is 800. And B loan, it is one of the liability which is to be paid by the other two partners to the retiring partner. So it is one of the liability. I'm right. So 29,000 is the B loan account. And for the capital account, we have to write the closing balance. That is the closing balance in the partner's capital account for A and C. It's a very simple sum. Okay. So the same model, try to do this sum. Illustration 26, try to do this sum. Illustration 26 and 27, the same model. Okay. So finish up to the illustration 27. So in this chapter, so we have to finish up to this topic, that is page number 6.37 is enough. So other topics are deleted. These topics of how to prepare the loan account are deleted. So up to the page number 6.37, this chapter is over. Retirement is over. Okay. So today we completed all the treatments and the treatment of reserves and explained that 25th sum. So you have to finish all the sums. 26 and 27, try to finish this sum. Okay, and we will continue the other sums in the next class. Thank you, students.